What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make a granny. This is part 5, and in this one, we're going to be actually finishing off the build. We're going to be getting both the attics done, along with a small touch to the outside area, and the lighting I will go over. I will give you the exact block for block thing with it. It's just a bunch of light blocks, as you can see. I don't have night vision on right now. And yeah, that is all for this build in general. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Where am I? Okay. Not the side I meant to be on. Let's finish this map. I'd say finally, but I mean, you know, if it's part 5, then I guess that wouldn't be finally. But, yeah, let's finish it either way. You want to start by getting out the following materials. Spruce planks. Spruce stairs. Spruce slabs, pale moss blocks, polished tough slabs, cobblestone, structure voids. Again, you should have them from last time. If not, you can go block pick them in the air. I don't feel like giving you the command again. Oak signs, spruce doors, and I guess we'll go with that since that's the inventory full. So you want to you can head to the outside, or from the outside, and head to the front, and you should have this oak door that is, you know, a door, and it's here. And just coming off of the door itself, or off the spruce planks, rather, here you want to place a spruce plank. If you're looking towards the, you know, actual front of the build, here you're going to extend it left by 1, then up diagonally left with a spruce stair that should face right, up diagonally left with a slab, left with a plank, up diagonally left with a stair, up diagonally left with a slab, and then left with 2 planks. Wrap this in pale moss blocks, which should be, this time you're not going on top of anything, you're just going around it. And you want to make sure this row of spruce as well that is visible on the inside is also pale moss. But you're going to end up making it so it's 3 higher than the top area here, and it's going to all be flat. This area isn't particularly slanted like a staircase top. I feel like generally is. Although, I guess I'll add that corner. Although, I don't really know. I'm not a staircase expert. And when you do it at the top here, you want to make sure you end up leaving, for the doorway, the final spot here. So, essentially, it'll look like this. I know I kind of just did that without saying anything. But if you take the second spruce plank, the block, and, like, head right by 1, this block will be the doorway. So, you're surrounding this block in pale moss, but you're obviously making sure that you do have a doorway here you can walk through. And I'll bring all of this down. And the underside of the staircase you want to conceal, at least where the stairs and slabs are. I'm just gonna do, I think it's like that. I think so. Nice. You'll also fill in the ceiling of this a block above with spruce planks, like so. This is, in fact, one of the walls of this area, so we can kind of use this to our advantage. You want to extend the pale moss left a row, though, here, which would be, again, from the front. And, I don't know right yet, so we're going to ignore that. On this side here, going back on the left, you want to place 5 rows of pale moss. Actually, I'll just start with the base row for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gap of 1, and then 7 more pale moss. And then from the back, you'll extend right by 4. Spruce door facing right. 2 pale moss, extend forward by 3, leave a gap of 1, 4 pale moss, gap of 1, which should be those pale oak hanging signs, and then 3 more moss. Of this row of 4, you're taking the back pale moss here, and you're extending it right with a pale moss. That's a good gap in my wall that's not supposed to be there. A spruce door that is facing, or it's on the back half of the block, and the handle's facing right. And then you're going to go to the well right with 6 more pale moss. Pretty much what you're doing from this point is you're bringing both the front and back walls over, and you're connecting them into that final pale moss. And it'll kind of give you a rectangle. And the entire floor should still be filled in with spruce because we do have that all there. So I guess we didn't, well, no, I guess we didn't need spruce planks for the, well, 1 for the ceiling and 2 for the staircase. From this point, you can extend each pale moss up by 2. Over the gaps and doors, you want to place 1 pale moss, with the exception of the back gap on the right wall. That one, you're going to leave all 3 rows open, which is this one right here. This guy. But the other 2, I think, that are gaps you're placing pale moss over the top of. And yeah. Cool. Fun fact about this. I just, forgot to upload part 4, apparently, because I was checking what part I was on. And I checked YouTube, I was like, what? There's only 2? But I checked 2, and I was like, the end of 2 would have been where 3 should have started, but I wasn't there at the start of the part 4 that I recorded, so I realized I forgot to upload 3, apparently, which is a little awkward, but, you know, you do that sometimes, I guess. Whoopsie. So over the 3-block gap here on the right, which would be the only one, you're placing structure voids in each block with oak signs off of the left. Where the 2-block gap is here on the left, you're placing an upside down polished tuff slab at the top, and you should have the oak trap door here. You're really just going to make the walls around it cobblestone. So you're placing 2 rows of cobblestone connecting into the pale moss left and right of it, making sure you fill a block further than it, and then also the ceiling. Good lord, also the ceiling, so it's a 2-block ceiling. And you see this should connect perfectly into the bathroom, which is nice, and everything should be lining up. As we do these things, especially with Granny, because a lot of it does line up with itself, you'll notice a lot of these things do start to work in our favor, which is always nice. I do enjoy when that happens. You can fill in the ceiling of this whole area in with spruce planks a block above the height of the walls. I'm going to go on top of the pale moss walls, just because I think that'll be helpful for the spider room, but I'm not entirely sure, and I guess I'll go on top of this as well, not that that one matters as much, but we'll see. We'll fill it in. This shouldn't be too long anyway. Seeing as I've done the walls of the more complicated area in 6 minutes, I think this will not take 40 to do the 2 levels and then lighting and just some finishing touches, which really isn't much. Anyway, you should end up with this, and you should also be blocked out if you're a good builder. Not actually. I do that every time, so I make that joke. You can clear your inventory, keep your structure voids in your inventory, because they're always useful to have rather than having to do /give every time. Unless you're one of those people who clears your inventory every single time. Nothing against it, I just, I don't do that personally because I love having stuff here. Although you see this is a very light amount. I really don't have a structure block, that's surprising. You can get out the following anyway to go from now. I guess it shows I didn't have to move anything. Spruce buttons. Spruce trapdoors. Pale oak trapdoors, lightning rod, diorite walls. Glad I checked this room first. White banner, lectern, and we're gonna go dark oak fence and nether brick fence, sure. So, starting in the main area first, if you were to pretend like you just headed up the staircase and you're just in the doorway here looking back into the room, from the spruce plank in the doorway, you're going to count back by 4 and right by 1, and you're going to place a lightning rod with a diorite wall on top. This lightning rod should be inverted from the way it would normally place, so if you place both of them at first and then you break the lightning rod, and again, you can go into electrify mode and go under, and if you're kind of off the side of it, you can place a lightning rod off of it. Alternatively, you can, I'll actually show you the alternative here. You can place a trapdoor, close it, and then go bam like that. That might be easier, just because you get more space when you do that. On the left wall, in line with this, you're placing a pale oak trapdoor with another one behind it, both opened up against the left wall. As I might have mentioned, I forgot. But it should look like this. On the back wall, up against in the back left-hand corner, you're placing a spruce trapdoor open up against the right. Right of it, you're having 2 open up against the back of their blocks, and then right of that, you'll have 1 open up against the left. And then, kind of in the center of this, up a block on the pale moss, you're placing spruce trapdoors to open up against this, like so. Head through the structure voids with the oak signs. Here they shouldn't remove. They used to in Bedrock. Whenever you update the structure void, the signs would just vanish, which was great. But if you head into this area and just head straight back, this will be the back right-hand corner here, this spruce plank. From it, you're going to count forward by 1 and place 2 pale oak trapdoors extending left. On all sides of this, place pale oak trapdoors open up against them, excluding the top, obviously, because, well, you can't open trapdoors in the top that would be up against it. On the wall to the right, you're taking the pale moss at eye level, and you're placing a white banner. To the left of this, against the wall, you're placing a lectern with another one in front. Head through the door into the room right, to the right, I guess, which is that door there. And immediately what you want to do is you want to actually just keep heading forward from the door. And on the pale moss at eye level, just from the door, you're counting left by 1 and placing 2 spruce trapdoors on the top half. Left of that, you're placing a dark oak fence with 1 below. And then heading towards like the opposite wall, so forward, you're going to place alternating rows of nether brick fence and dark oak fence that go floor to ceiling. The first row and last row will be different, however, so you want to leave the very last row open. And obviously the first row we already did differently, so yeah, you should have this. At that front row, you're placing a dark oak fence at the ceiling. So ironically, they actually would combine to create a perfect row, which is funny. Heading inside of this area, you should have a center pale moss on this wall, which is this one, which you'll break and replace with a dark oak fence. We'll worry more about that later, but it's there. You can then clear your inventory and get out the following. Dark oak fence gates, a grindstone, diorite stair. Why is my PlayStation mad again? Pale oak doors, black banners, mangrove roots, and black concrete. And so what you want to do is in the little 2-block gap here at the front, you're going to just place dark oak fence gates. Very easy to escape, I know. Above the dark oak fence row at the back here, you want to place a grindstone. Can you do that? You can, actually. But you want to place it off the wall like so. That's my new camera design. Thanks. Would it have been Chapter 3? I guess it would have been Chapter 3, yes. Or maybe not, actually. I don't know. 50-50 chance. Anyway, inside of this area, if you take the back left-hand corner, which is this corner, you see the door. I'm going to call the door wall the front wall, which is the side we entered from. So this is the back left here. From it, you're going to actually place a pale oak door on the front half of this block with a diorite stair in front. Off the right of the diorite stair, you're placing a black banner. This is a wheelchair. It's kind of hard to make a wheelchair in Minecraft with only 2 blocks of space, but, you know, it's the best I could do. Flashback to LM2, which I had a lot more than 2 blocks. You want to find your way outside of this area to where that dark oak fence is, and you want to, again, be looking from the outside. This guy right here. You're going to place a... I want to make sure that I'm actually correct here. Yeah, you want to place a mangrove root off of the dark oak fence, and then surround that mangrove root in black concrete. And if you head back to the inside, you don't necessarily need to check, but you can kind of see what it looks like. Should look like that with night vision on. Which I hope you have night vision. If not, well done for not having night vision throughout this entire experience. Anyway, it's time for the last room of the house itself, and we have 28 minutes before we hit the 40-minute mark to do this room and 2 other things, which is pretty good in my eyes. You want to head through the door and get out the following. Spruce stairs. We might need spruce planks. I'm going to say no for now, but we might need them later. You want to get out, though, birch wood, spruce trap doors, spruce slabs, I guess we do need spruce planks for the ceiling, so yeah, get them out. Mud brick slabs, mud brick blocks, cobwebs, and we'll go with a polished andesite. So starting off, just like, if you were to, again, just head outside this door, this spruce plank directly behind it. You want to, right of it by 2, place a spruce stair facing left. You'll then extend it off diagonally right by what should be 3. And off the end of it here, you're going to place 2 spruce planks. Beyond that, you're going to place a sideways birch wood here, which you're going to extend off of the like left by 1, and I'm going to bring it all the way forward until I'm 1 block in front of the doorway, just for now. You can bring these birch woods down with upward facing birch wood to just fill in the staircase. And I'm going to go under these stair blocks again with, I'll use polished andesite just so it's different. That's always a like tip that I use, is just make it different. And you also want to, like the pale moss just on the far side of the staircase, you're going to bring this up with 4 birch wood like so. The sideways birch wood should be directly kind of up and out from that. And see, if you have this, you're going to extend that birch wood over an additional 2, which would be kind of, I guess, right, or no, left from the front. And then from that one, you're going to extend forward by 11. They all should be staying sideways. And then you'll just go right and connect forward, and it should give you a, not quite a square, but it's almost a square. Is it a square? That looks like a square. I don't know, that kind of sort of looks like a square. Hold on, wait, I need to know. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It totally is a square. That's cool. Wow, it didn't look like a square when I made it. That's weird. But it is a square, I just checked. Either way, from this point, on top of this birch wood, you're going to place a spruce trap door open up against the kind of outside of it, which would be towards the staircase. I'm actually going to fill in this block with a spruce plank, not that it particularly matters. From that trapdoor, this is going to be so weird. You want to place off it, you're going to crouch place spruce trapdoors, like, over top of the staircase that are opened away from the wall. And they want to be, is it the full length of the staircase or one shorter? It's one shorter than the stairs themselves. Oh, I'm breaking the wrong ones. And it should be a row of 5 in total, like this. Off the first one that you placed, which should be off of this trapdoor, you're going to place another spruce trapdoor open towards the, what should be that wall right there, this one here. So it'll kind of look like this from above. Left of that one, well, I guess up diagonally left, you're going to place a, alternatively what you can do is on top of this spruce trapdoor here, the first one you place, you're going to crouch and place a spruce trapdoor. And then if you're looking towards the staircase side itself, like you're looking, I don't know, I guess from this wall over here, you want to bring this trapdoor towards you by 1, left, then toward you again. And it should give you a little squiggly line. Where the gap is here, I'm going to place a spruce trapdoor on this spruce plank open kind of towards the back of the room, like so. And then off either of these trapdoor rows, you're going to crouch and place spruce slabs off of them, and then upside down spruce slabs below those slabs. I also have another trapdoor on the inside there. It should be off this block here. If you see the birch wood kind of right there, it's the block in front of it. You're going to just crouch and place the spruce trapdoor. That should open up and seal that off. Kind of janky, but it works, so. Can't really, I mean, I can complain, but I won't. Extend each birch wood now up by 2 around the walls, and we can actually finally start building things up now, rather than focusing on that weird little area. But yeah, so we don't need spruce for the floor, which is good. I was correct. I don't remember how big the attic was. From this point, off of the side where the staircase is, and the opposite wall, you're going to place a row of spruce planks up diagonally out by 1. Or up diagonally in by 1, I guess, rather. You should know the drill here. Well, it's, I guess, a little bit different. You're going to go in from either one with a row of upside down spruce slabs. Up diagonally in with planks, and then you'll connect those planks together with upside down spruce slabs, which should be 4 rows according to my calculations. And yeah, again, you do want to make sure you coat the outside of the upside down slabs with blocks. It feels weird worrying about that so much. You know, as I generally don't. To be like, oh, you gotta do this. It's a little strange. I'm like, now that I'm putting, like, having this whole thing here, I'm like, if I have to make an outside for this, I swear, it's gonna be just weird. Anyway, you should have this. The sides here don't work as they did before with the oak room in the last part. They are just sideways birch wood filling in the sides here. I'm not going to worry about overplacing because whatever at this point. You might want to worry a little bit more because that could potentially matter for an exterior if it happens. I'm not confirming one, just, you know, it depends on one, how this tutorial does, and two, if I can find enough resources to give me something that can have a start point. From the wall the staircase points towards, which is this one right here. This is the left wall, we're going to call it. On the ceiling, this fairy spruce plank at the front left corner, you're going to count right by 1 and place an upside down mud brick slab underneath. Then count right by 3, upside down slab, right by 3, upside down slab. In these lines going basically across the build like that way, I guess front to back, you're going to just place upside down mud brick slabs underneath each spruce plank, and where each upside down spruce slab is, you're going to break them and replace them with mud brick blocks. Which will give you these lines, and that'll, whoopsies. Yeah, it'll give you almost like bracing, I guess. I guess it's framing. Yeah, like the roof framing. There you go. Nice. There are, I think, precisely 3 more things we can do. Where the spruce trapdoor is off the back of the staircase, you're going to take the one closest to the end and leave it open, and the next one you're going to place an upside down spruce stair facing towards the little spider cavern. Off of that one, you'll place another upside down spruce stair facing into it. Why, like, does the spider have a whole room? That's my other question. I don't want to think about it. On the right wall, which would be this wall, you're going to take the middle line of birch wood, and it'll be the 4th slab over, or like I guess the furthest left slab on the top row of 4, just on the in line with that, with the birch wood at eye level, you're going to break and replace it with a polished andesite. We'll come back to that later. Trace that all the way left and count up by 1 and place a cobweb. Count down to the floor from that cobweb and out by 1, or I guess forward by 1 and place a cobweb like so, if you're looking at it. Heading right from the polished andesite below this top spruce plank, you're placing 2 cobwebs extending down. Either side of the top one, you're placing more cobwebs. Final interior set is as follows. Stripped oak wood, oak door, mangrove sign, weighted heavy pressure plate, whatever the iron one is, yeah. And barrels. So first off, on the polished andesite, you're going to place a mangrove sign. Garden band button moment. Left of that, in this very corner between the cobwebs, you're placing 2 stripped oak wood facing up. Off of the, I guess, side of it here, you're going to place an oak door that just should place the way you would think with the handle, which is the hinges are against the wall. If you look towards that door now and use this as the back wall again, you're going to trace that all the way left, and in the back left spruce plank, you're counting forward diagonally right by 1 and placing your pressure plate. From the front left-hand corner, you're counting back by 2 and placing 2 barrels on top of each other. They should both face up if you can get that. Nice. From that, you'll go back diagonally right and place a singular barrel there. That's the interior done. Now, if you don't care about lighting and the other minor thing, you can skedaddle, I guess. The first thing I want to do before we do lighting, I'm not even going to worry about lighting insanely on the tutorial, but I'll explain how I did it, because it's really not, like, exactly specific. But if you head all the way out to the courtyard room, you want to get out black concrete, and each of the walls that you have, you want to coat with black concrete. Anything you can see that isn't of the, like, main 2 floors here. So, the top attic doesn't count. Basically, I'll show you exactly how it works, because it's not actually perfectly, like, off of it. This wall here, it's basically just directly on top of the birch wood. You're placing black concrete, and you want to just go as high as you feel like. I don't really have a particular number. Maybe, like, to there, like 6 or 7. No, like, maybe 5 or 6 past the diorite above the top floor, and you just want this wall to be the entire birch wood for now. It'll be more specific once we do the other part, as to how far we go up, I mean. So yeah, it should look like that, kind of. I would extend it past the birch wood by 2 rows, so 1, 2. And then from there, I'll extend it back by just 1 row to kind of curl it along. The section here, this oak section, I'm gonna just like coat the rows of this that make sense. So essentially I'm just gonna really just the like little bit of the right and then the top, obviously. I'll coat the roof maybe to the same point I went back there, so I'll just go on top of all the placeholders and stuff. You could technically remove the placeholders and do it that way, but I actually think it gives a better shape if you don't. I did originally, but I won't here. And again, make sure this part stays flat as you just bring all these blocks over. And yeah, it does make it a little bit taller, definitely, which, give or take, if that's good, but, you know. And really, I would just, like, look from down here and be like, okay, yeah, I can see that that very clearly ends, so I'm actually going to keep bringing this side back. You don't need the far side regardless, because it'll get blocked off by the top point, but... yeah, and kind of just, like, continue to look from here and see if there's any angle you can see where you're like, okay, I know that ends there. And yeah, you see it looks fine. Obviously, this side we're not worried about yet, but, like, you can't even see that side curls at all, so it doesn't matter. As I mentioned with this section, you're going to end up being, like, up diagonally out from the diorite, placing black concrete that goes around, and then, really, I would say, once you hit the cobblestone, so it'll be one past the birch wood, you'll bring the black concrete down. And you can either make it flat here. What I ended up doing is I brought this black concrete here out an additional 2, and then I brought it left by 2, and then towards the front, and then like when I'm 1 block past the front wall, I would curve it back in a block. And yeah, I don't think I have to go lower than that. I might go 1 block lower just because, but you don't really need to go lower than the birch, top of the birch, because you can't see it anyway. And this whole area you'll bring up again, like maybe 5 or 6 rows. Essentially, it's just keep looking until you can't see the top attic anymore, and then you're good. But yeah, you can actually see this in the game, and when you take off your night vision, it looks tacky with the night vision on. But once you take it off, it actually like blends really well. Better than I thought it was going to, I'm not gonna lie. When I did it originally, I was like, that's gonna look so bad, but when I had the night vision off, I was like, it doesn't look bad. Especially when you have it set to midnight for your time. I'll actually show you here in a sec. Like, I'll go to here, maybe? I think that's the top that I have. And you see if I look from down here, yeah, you can't see the attic. And it looks weird like this, but again, when I take this off and I have the time set to night, you see it, like, blends really well. You can kind of see it, but that's kind of how it is in the game anyway. Like, you can see that it's there and that it is darker, but it's not that visible. So yeah, the other thing, if you go into the Minecraft chat and do the following command, you do /give @s light _ block _ 15, it'll put it into my inventory because I already have one, but you see it'll give you this thing. And what you want to do is, in every single room, you want to go in and just like somewhere in the center, maybe even if you have a lantern, like you don't even worry about it because you see that doesn't actually make that much of a difference. But you want to place level 15 light blocks. And you see here, I'll just place one there and I'll place one here. And put it where you want. I'm kind of trying to go direct, like roughly in the center. You see I'll go actually off the oak hanging sign here. And I did have one here, I think. Or in that, under the closet room, I don't remember. But yeah, and then sometimes it'll be like in weird spots, like there it ends up having to be on the table because of the trapdoors. And yeah, but it looks so much better with just like the lighting, because you can see where the light is, and it's in the center of most rooms, but unfortunately it doesn't actually exist. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, you're just gonna go around doing this, and again, it's kind of preference as to how you want it and what areas you want it. Like maybe the staircase I'll leave a little bit darker. Actually, I generally don't like to leave areas darker because you can tell. When you walk through, it's inconsistent in that area. Maybe some of the, like, pathways, like this one, you just, like, get lit by everything else. Because, yeah, you see that looks fine. But, like, this staircase, I'll pop one there. And then I'll maybe pop one here. And, yeah, see, it kind of gives you some dark corners and stuff, which is good. It gives you some moody lighting. But, yeah, go for as much as you want or as little as you want. I just like placing them in... I also forgot to place it in the secret room, but it's not really important. But yeah, and you just see here, like, this staircase might be fine, because I think it'll get lit up by that room, yeah. And this room I'll leave dark, I think? Yeah, it's lit up by... What is it lit up by, actually? That's a really good question. It's lit up, though. That's all I need to know. And obviously this room below will also already be lit up, so I might leave it. I know before I actually did light it up, but I won't here. And yeah. I think I need 2 in here, like 1 here, 1 there. Yeah, that looks good. Kind of just play with the amount that you think you need. Like, I'll have 1 here and 1 here, and then I might also want 1 in this room. I think it looks fine. It's kind of just more so the question of, do you want it more dimly lit, more brightly lit, whatever. And you can also, like, click on the light blocks and it'll change the value. So if you don't like 15, you could do, like, 11 or something. I would go brighter just so it lights up more, and you have to do less tweaking of the lights, but go off, figure out whatever you prefer, and yeah. But that was a fairly easy tutorial overall. I'm happy with how that turned out. Nice short one, and, you know, a fun one to do for sure. Nice to revisit one of the oldest video game builds I've made, which is, you know, always fun to do. And just see how much I've grown. I will have at some point a video out for this, along with most of my other, like, map builds, like FNAF, Hello Neighbor, maybe even Poppy Playtime Chapter 1, but I'm not sure on that one. Just comparing the old ones and the new ones, just to kind of see how much I have improved in my building overall. Because, yeah, this one was, oh my god, this would have been, like, 6, 7 years ago when I made the original one, I think. No, it might have been 2020. It was maybe 5 or 6, yeah. Not 7. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, let me know if you guys want Granny 2. Depending on how this is doing, I will probably make an announcement on that at some point. Or it'll just randomly release like the tour for this one did, and I'll kind of just casually hint at it in a couple streams and whatever, or videos. But yeah, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Wow, it's there. Peace.